Hi, my name's Ed Kornhauser. I'm a pianist, keyboardist here in San Diego, California. I grew up in Escondido, local. Went to college at SDSU, so I'm a full San Diego guy. I'm very fortunate. I get to make my living in this town as a musician, playing all sorts of bars, restaurants, private parties, weddings, that kind of thing, which is great. I'm very fortunate to call that my job, but I also try to write my own music sometimes, which kind of balances it all out and helps me feel better about myself, at least ideally. That song that I just performed, or maybe will perform later, is the way this goes, is a composition I wrote during the pandemic. It's called Point Sur. I've sort of had this idea in my head to marry some Americana sort of sounds, which I'm very much into, of country and bluegrass and all that kind of stuff, with jazz and a vehicle for improvisation. And it's something I'm definitely workshopping and working on. It's not like I feel like I need to listen and study and sit with this kind of stuff a lot more, but hope you enjoyed it. I started piano when I was about 14 years old. I think I started goofing around the summer before high school, which would have been 2001. So I guess that's 21 years now, if my math is correct. I started to get into jazz like some of the other young players, listening to Oscar Peterson, listening to Bill Evans, Herbie Hancock as well. A lot of those early influences are still some of my favorite pianists. Later on, I got to get more into more modern players. I loved Robert Glasper. Ethan Iverson of the Bad Plus is still a huge influence, even though he's a monster classical player, and I'm not. And he's also no longer in the Bad Plus, but still, that whole group and their sound was a huge influence on me. And also later, sort of go back, one of my main piano loves is a guy named Errol Garner. He's amazing. And these days, I'm really heavily into Larry Goldings, sort of harkening back to some of the Americana stuff. He does that so well. Also Keith Jarrett. Also this pianist, and I feel really bad because I've never heard his name said aloud, so I don't know how to say it, but I think it's Romain Collin. But if I'm saying that wrong, I apologize. He's an amazing, amazing pianist, and I love his voicings and his whole feel.
Local love.
Obviously, I'm a jazz musician. I work with a lot of great jazz artists, singers like Whitney Shea, Leonard Patton, Rebecca Jade. We have a little gig coming up this weekend, actually, and I play with Leonard quite often. And I play with some great jazz musicians, but just off the dome here, one of my favorite local bands is a group called Fresh Veggies Micro Brass. I know them, they're friends of mine, but they're incredible. It's not nepotism, they're great, oh my God. It's a 4-piece kind of punk rock brass band. They all use effects, trombone, sax, sousaphone, and drums, and it's a wild show. They're great energy, and they're one of the most unique sounding groups I've ever heard here in San Diego. Huge fan, go check them out. I've got a couple of places I really enjoy playing. Of course, my sort of home spot is the Turf Supper Club. It's a little duo gig I do every other week, usually with Leonard Patton, although I sometimes play with other vocalists. I'm there this Sunday with a singer named Lorraine, who's amazing. I played this last Sunday with a girl named Kaylee Doherty. And it's just so fun. It's a bar, it's a piano bar kind of situation, but it's not your typical piano bar. I play the way I play, and the singer sings the way they sing, and we kind of get loose and fun, and it's just great. It's also 2 blocks from my house, so that's kind of a bonus. But lately, past couple months or so, I've been doing Monday nights at a place called the Acid Vault downtown. It's beneath Amplified Aleworks. It's this crazy speakeasy kind of thing. Everything's painted. It's gorgeous. The drinks are amazing. We do this thing every Monday night there called the San Diego Real Book, where we feature original music by San Diego musicians, and it's almost all original music by San Diego musicians. So there's charts, people get up there and read. We do a set at the beginning, usually featuring somebody in particular, or featuring tunes of the various musicians on stage, and it's sort of to reinvest back in the local music scene a bit, and demonstrate that we've got some real creative and awesome talent here in San Diego. It's really fun. Monday nights at the Acid Vault, downtown location at Amplified Aleworks, 8 to 11. First set is at 8. That's where we do full set of original music. One cool local performance I got to do that will stick with me, live rent-free in my brain forever, as they say, I got asked to perform at the San Diego Music Awards in, not this year, but the previous year in 2021. And I got to put a little group together. Got Nick Caldwell on sax, who was 16 at the time. My buddy Kevin Noguchi, drummer on my record, and also bassist Mackenzie Layton, one of my oldest friends, and also bass player on my record. And we got to get up there on a stage, full sound, a couple hundred people in the crowd, the killer sound, and just play one of my tunes. And it was really, really fun. The guys just absolutely destroyed it. Sound was great. And got off the stage, and then I got called right back up because the album that I had just played the song from won for Best Jazz. So that was kind of a whirlwind kind of moment. I didn't get much of a chance to breathe in between those things, but that was a doozy of a thing. That getting to play that song up there was terrific, and I won again this last year too, which was unexpected, and I tried my best not to win. I did not vote for myself or promote myself. I voted against myself the whole time, and was almost I was like, oh great, when I won. But it was very sweet. It was an honor to get some recognition like that, both 2 years in a row, which was cool. So yeah, but that playing up there on the main stage was really something. You know, it's funny you ask that, because I'm actually kind of at a little bit of a crisis point. Not crisis, that sounds too strong. But I'm at a bit of a crossroads, shall we say, in my life. I've worked full time as a musician for 15 odd years now. Fully supported myself for more than 15 years, and always loved it, and I still do love it, and I'm still very lucky I get to do this for a living. But I'm trying to walk that line between working full time and still enjoying it, getting to do some of my own music, and still getting to enjoy life. There's an expression that a late friend of mine named Nina Leilani Deering coined called the Kornhauser shuffle. I guess, and she came up with it, and it's just where you cram as many gigs into a single day as you can, which is what I've done for so long, and I think that worked for me great in my 20s, and it's working a little less great. It's not working, but it's working a little less great now in my mid-30s. In terms of not having the time to do the certain things I want to do, it's a tough life, physically, mentally. It's hard to get sleep. It's hard to eat right. You get free alcohol a lot. That kind of eats at you. I want this to be sustainable. So ideally, in 5 years, I would want to have threaded that needle, and found a way to do this job sustainably for myself, still make money, still enjoy it, and enjoy my life a lot more. And I'm working on that. It's a work in progress. Ask me again in 5 years. I'll let you know how it worked out.